This is Nordey, my region-locked Ironman. This account is going to be a paladin, but if you become every class at the start, you get extra potions from it. The basic rules for this series are: no trading with other players or the market, no picking up items I didn't earn, and no partying with other players. Tibia's map is divided into regions that can be explored. I am going to use these regions as a way to progress the account once Nordey gets to the mainland. In order to unlock a new region, I must complete the bestiary of a creature. The only exceptions to this rule will be when I get to level 20, Nordey will unlock the Idren city, and when I kill a dragon, Nordey will be allowed to temporarily leave Idren and buy a promotion. To be able to unlock Tibia outside of Idren, Nordey will have to kill a demon. And while that may not be as impressive in 2025, doing so on a poor, low-skills char won't be a walk in the park. A stepping stone goal in order to get to that point is to solo the Behemoth quest and get some other equipment upgrades along the way. On Dawnport, the first milestone of the account will be getting the Legion helmet, so let's jump ahead to that point. While it's not really worth anything on this account in the long run, it's always nice to get that first quest done. Now, I think it's time we moved on to Idren. First things first, the only equipment we earned here was that Legion helmet. So let's go ahead and drop the starter equipment. I'm gonna hold on to a few things in case I need money or a shovel to get to my starting region. Starting day 2, it's time I make my way to my starting region without any weapons, or anything useful for that matter. My two starting options are going to be the Troll Den, where it should be pretty easy to sustain with the spear drops, or the Goblin Den, where small stones will be my best option. So it's a pretty easy choice for me since I don't really mind goblins that much. About here is where I realized that I was going in the wrong direction towards the orcs. Being someone who recently picked this game back up after over a decade break, you'll see me do some newbie things from time to time. Now getting my first kill on the mainland, these rats could come in handy later if I find myself needing a region unlock, but it's probably better to kill them passively over time. Now here is where the main content truly is. Killing trolls with only mana isn't something I would recommend at level 8, but it gets the job done in a pinch. Luck was on my side and I looted a spear off the first troll kill. With about a 13% chance to drop per kill, it should have taken me 8 kills if I went on rate. Hopefully this luck holds up when I am hunting for my bow/armor upgrades later on, but we'll get to that in the next episode. I am not really sure if we'll complete the Troll Champion bestiary right now or later on, but it makes sense to kill them as I go along to save time down the road. I figure I should take a look at my prey creatures and hunting tasks in case there was an overlap. Realistically, hunting tasks probably won't matter on this char, but I might as well keep my eye out for easy ones to do. Now it's time to explore this den and get some levels along the way. I won't record or show everything I do on this account, but you can expect to see things like the first time I explore a region, do a quest, or get a drop. During the first few days, I did keep the recorder on due to me being so unfamiliar with everything Idren has to offer, and I didn't want to miss anything interesting happening. Speaking of interesting, there is my first level on the mainland. I am excited to see how quick it is to progress a char nowadays with offline training and all the XP boosts. Speaking of XP boosts, that brings me to another rule I forgot to mention that will not have any exceptions. No spending Tibia coins for in-game rewards like boosts, items, blessings, etc. Which may not sound that big of a rule but on the main island of Idren, there is no way to get any blessings. So every time this char dies it will, unfortunately, be like the old days where I lose a good chunk of experience and potentially items. Now this is the rule I contemplated the most, but I find the more exceptions to rules that are added, the more you take away from the game. Here I was getting ready to grind some trolls and didn't think it would make good content, so I turned off the recorder. But there was a goblin raid literally right outside of the troll den. Now, I don't know if the server is so dead that Sipsoft decided to give one of the few active players a raid, or if it was just a coincidence, but I choose to believe this char is special. Looking at the region map, I am trying to figure out if I can get to these goblins without leaving my area. Oh, and I got level 10 in between clips. Since they run away at low health, I'll have to lure them closer if I want to get their loot. I don't think it's really worth the time to work on goblins right now, especially since I'll be able to unlock their region later anyway. So back to the troll extermination for me. I'll check in later on when literally anything interesting happens. So nothing interesting happened. I am now level 13, got some small armor upgrades, and just completed my first bestiary. I know a lot of people out there said it couldn't be done, but now it's time to unlock and explore a new region. Seeing as how the troll den is only touching one region of Edron, called Edron Surroundings, it is once again a pretty easy choice of what to unlock. I most likely won't finish the Badger bestiary. I didn't understand the importance of green stamina at this point, so all creatures I see get attacked. Fortunately, everything on the surface is pretty easy for a level 13, so I should be able to finish exploring pretty quickly and get back to where I belong. In the troll den. Now, I could probably lure out some goblins and start working on their bestiary, but I am better off waiting until I unlock the goblin area itself. Catching a glimpse of those werefoxes scuttling along top of my screen should be enough of a deterrence to let me know to not climb up that rock. I found out later on that the werefoxes and werebadgers spawn during Tibia's night cycle on Edron's surface +1. So plus or minus 15 minutes from each hour. This could be useful later on if I want to try farming one of their drops. This new cave seems pretty chill. Another way to work on the rat bestiary. I am quickly looking up if the undead mine worker or undead prospector have any good drops or spawn anywhere else. While they aren't going to be worth farming for bestiary, the undead prospector drops a scale armor, which would be a huge upgrade for me seeing as how I don't have any armor yet. It looks like this place known as the Lost Mines is only used for the Sea of Light quest, which I unfortunately won't be able to do since you need to travel to the city of Vega, which is well outside my restriction of Edron. As I continue to valiantly fight my way out of this dangerous mine, it's time to finish discovering the new area I unlocked to see if there is anything else worth my time. That hole is the way to return to Edron. I noticed a blue crystal teleport thing on my way over, but if I learned anything about this game so far, it's that if something looks mysterious, it is probably also dangerous, especially at my level. So I decided to explore the unrevealed part of my map and found a chest containing a rope. Now I should have left this here in case I ever somehow got trapped, but what are the chances of that actually happening? It's time to wrap up what I am doing and begin my first armor upgrade grind of the account. The scale armor. The undead prospector drops it at a 3.67% chance, so it should take me around 28 kills to get it on drop rate, which honestly isn't that bad seeing as how I can kill a few every trip through the mine, so realistically shouldn't take more than an hour, maybe 2 if I am unlucky, or playing casually. So let's dive right in. And the spoon continues. I'll have to drop a couple spears to be able to carry my new armor, but that is a sacrifice I am more than willing to make. I am going to have to find a way to store all of this gold at some point because not only is it eating up all my capacity, I don't think there is a way for me to get a bag or a backpack in my areas. Seeing as how I am here, I am going to finish the trip to this dungeon. Sorry, I keep forgetting the name of it, and then returning to the den until level 20. Okay, so I found a place to store my gold, as long as I don't leave it here over a server save since I am pretty sure it would get wiped. Also, if someone decided to look in furniture, in the troll den, on a dead server, they deserve this gold. Also, you might be noticing the 10 mana potions I have in my store box. This is day 3, and I decided to let myself offline train overnight and claim my daily rewards. This seemed fair as long as I did not use the depot or bank. Here I looted a silver amulet at some point. I don't know if I will ever get any use out of it, but it thought it was pretty cool since they have a 0.08% chance to drop from trolls, requiring 1240 kills on average to get one. I had to do some searching to find where it happened at, but I thought this was pretty neat. Next up, I'll show you where I found the ice troll at. Not really sure what he is doing down here at Edron, but I'm sure he is pretty popular with the homies. Also, I noticed there is some more furniture here, so my gold storage problems are a thing of the past nowadays. Unfortunately, I don't think I ever got any good loot from him, but it's cool to see the bestiary tracker go up, so I stop down here when I have time. There is level 18 on the account. We'll check back in at level 20. I wanted to show this cool new method of storing gold called throwing it on the ground. I realized it would be annoying doing trips into the troll den to get my loot, so I changed up tactics and started moving my gold near the entrance while hunting to be efficient. Once again, this is another huge benefit of playing on an empty server. While that might come to bite me down the road when I try to do some quests that require more people, the majority of my solo gameplay will be easier. Can you believe there was zero competition for every spawn I've been to so far? Alright, see you guys in 2 more levels. And here is the last troll I will need to slay for some time, hopefully forever. Here is a quick preview of how much gold I have on this tile. All things considered, not a bad haul on my way to level 20. Now it will take a few trips to move my gold and spears, but I am looking forward to finally storing it in a bank instead of under a corpse or a book. Plus, the new spells I haven't been able to purchase yet are calling my name. I've always wondered why I can't just deposit my gold into my depot. There is already a mechanic to use gold without it being in your inventory. I guess it's not really that big of an inconvenience, so it is not worth updating. Time to buy some of the gear upgrades. Now, I debated making it so I couldn't buy equipment from NPCs, but I figured that would not be fun as a paladin, so I am going to buy some swanky new armor. I don't remember why I bought a present box. Maybe as a way to hold my potions? I don't really know. Regardless, I will skip ahead to after the loot transfer. I recently found out that assigning containers make life so much more convenient. I like having one bag for potions and runes, one backpack for gold, and another for all my loot. I also realized there wasn't much of a point to bank my gold if I was going to spend it on spells and potions anyways, so I bought all the basic spells, and you will see my hotkey bar start to light up as this char continues to grow. After buying the spells, I figured at some point in the distant future I will unlock Yalahar, so I should talk to this dude while I am here. Time to explore the city. There isn't really anything terribly special about it nowadays. Idren is pretty historic, being the first premium city introduced back in the day. There are a lot of houses available, and I will buy one at some point, even though it is a waste of money on this char. Cave rats are a bestiary I hope I never finish, because that means I got desperate. A mill, that should be useful if I ever need to grind some flour. And there is a magic carpet at the top. The castle itself is kind of barren, and all the houses down here are vacant. A once great city that has seen some better times. Some NPCs that actually will be very useful later on, particularly for their rune selection. Firewall runes are extremely useful for low-level paladins, and I can't buy those from the normal store NPC above the potion shop. There was also an imbuement shrine and a demon dummy in the other shop. I don't know how long it will be until I start using imbuments, but that 10% bonus from using the demon dummy will be very useful for me. Not a whole lot going on inside the main castle right now, but maybe it will be useful later on for some quests or events. More empty houses up here by the peninsula, and honestly I don't know why anyone would buy these houses. So far away from anything useful. This guy is part of the Sea of Light quest. Even though I will not be able to finish it, I might as well do the parts on Idren that I can do. Now time to finish exploring this city. It looks like there is another house NPC in here that could be useful if I am using a loot bag and don't want to go near the main areas. This cave leads to the Orc land, which I haven't unlocked yet, so I will refrain from going to the surface, but the underground connection is still fair game. A nice courtyard and more empty houses. Starting to see a pattern here. A hole that leads to the rotworms, which looking back, I could have elected to start in Idren City and buy spears to hunt rotworms with. Not sure which is the better starting point, but I thought having to unlock the bank was a fun way to begin this journey. As this episode comes to an end, I will put all of the current rules on the screen. I honestly don't know how far I will take this char, but I am enjoying the Ironman mode so far. If you have any suggestions or advice, please let me know. I have a couple episodes worth of content saved, so if people like this kind of video, I can easily make more. Rules. No trading with other players. No undeserved items. No joining other players' parties. No intentionally having other players clear quest areas. Complete a bestiary to unlock a new region. Kill a demon to be able to leave main Edron.